please do the commands along with me. And then what you need to do is, so in Kali Linux, you'll have to give read, write, and execute permissions to your DVWA folder after renaming the folder. So first we'll be renaming the folder. If you see here in your file systems, let me show you. In your file system where you have your var file, so I've renamed my DVWA file as in lowercase. But if after changing the directory to var www.html, if you just do an ls command, it will list all the files and folders in your directory. And my DVWA folder is in lowercase. But if you do that, you might see it is in uppercase. When we are using a web browser, when you need to access a folder, you usually tend to type the URL in lowercase. So it is better if you change it to lowercase. For that, the command is mv command. So you need to do sudo because you need admin, sorry, root access. So you need to do sudo mv dvwa to DVWA. So this is the command you need to follow. I'll be pasting this in the chat as well. Please make sure you do this. The space between the DVWA slash and then the smaller case DVWA. Don't forget that. And after you do this, the next command is to change the user settings. So you need complete permission, complete access to the DVWA folder, that is read, write, and execute access. So for that, the command is, yeah, it's sudo, sudo chmod R777 DVWA. So I'll just explain the command once. The sudo command, it gives you root access to the directory. Chmod is basically, it stands for change mode. It means you can change the user mode access privileges to a particular directory. So the R option, it means it recursively allows it changes the permission recursively to each directory and folder and file in the directory. Okay, or else it sometimes if you don't do the R option, it will only be to the main folder and not for its subfolders or certain files. So when you do the R option, it will change the permissions to all the files and subfolders in the directory. And 777, so this 777 is basically an octal number. What you do is, it stands for user permission. The first seven is for read, then write, for and then execute. Okay, so sorry, 7 means read, write, execute. So, and also one more thing about this, you'll be learning in your fifth sem mostly, but I'll just tell you once in brief. What happens is, 777, it stands for owner permissions, group that the owner belongs to, and 7, and the last 7 is for other users. And when you say it is 7, it means you have the user has access to all three permissions: read, write, execute. Sometimes it's only 4, that means the user can only read. Sometimes it is only 2, that means the user can only write. And sometimes it can be only 1, that means the user can only execute. So when you give a chmod 777 permission, that means for every user, owner, or group that the file belongs to, everyone can read, write, and execute the file, make modifications to it, etc. So that is basically what this command does. Yeah, you'll have to, of course, enter password. In case you don't want to keep entering password for every command, you can just do sudo su and enter root. You can then do the commands without using the sudo keyword also. Then what you got to do next is you have to traverse to the configuration file and makes and change some settings in the php file there. So basically you need to do cd dvwa config. I've put the command in the chat also. You do the config, and then what you need to do is do an ls basically lists all files. Now you can see I have this config.inc.php. You people, and I have a backup file as well. You people might not have it. You might have only this config inc php dist file. So basically what you need to do is I'll put up a command in the chat box. You need to run that command to create the copy of the config file as a php file. So when you run this command, you are basically creating a copy which you can edit. Sometimes dist files are not uh, allowed for editing, and also you need this so that it acts as so this way, if while you're working on the DVWA lab, if anything goes wrong, the dist file will always be there as backup as well. So you do that, and after that we need to make some changes to the config file. So what you do is you do a nano command. I'll just put that up in the chat. Is this space okay with everyone?
Yes.
Okay. So when you do a nano command, you'll get a screen like this. I hope everyone saw the nano command. It's there in the chat. Um, you can change this. I've put the password as shy here. You can you need to change this username and password name as per your wish if you want to, or you can just keep it set for admin and password. That's completely your wish. And once it's done, and then you can just do a control x to exit the nano command. Okay, so yeah, once everyone is done, please raise your hands if once you're done editing your config file. You can keep any user or username and password. If you want, you can change this default security level to low also. Yeah, usually people do keep it to low. So maybe if you keep it to low, it will help with the what you are with the video we're following as well. So I'll change this to low. I advise you people also to change it to low, but it's not an issue. If also to write to the file, you need to uh, press you need to do a control o command and then make the changes. It should work like this. Is everyone else facing problem with this as well? Okay. Another way to do this is what you can do. Another way to do this is just open config file. You can go to your file system. Basically how you do in Windows. You can go to home, file system. You'll have to traverse all the way to DVWA. Config PHP, and yeah, you can change it here as well. You can change the password and username and change the default security level to low. And then just save it. Close this. I don't know why the nano command is not working for me. I'll have to check that later. Okay, if everyone is done, shall I move forward with the next one? Is anyone facing any issues? Yes, please let me know if anyone is facing issues. Okay, I'll wait for 2 more minutes to get reactions from everyone. I'll stop presenting. I need to check something. Just a minute. Once everyone has finished changing their config file, please let me know. You can raise your hands. Guys, instead of nano, you can do cat command also. So basically, the cat command will be cat config.in.php. I've put it up in the chat box. You can follow this command as well. Okay, I'll be moving on with the next one. So next, what we need to do is wait. So once we've finished configuring the user and password, we'll be configuring the MySQL database now. How many DBMS classes have you people attended so far? Hello. People, reply please. How many DBMS class? Zero. Okay, great. So basically the command I'll be showing right now is the first command you'll learn in DBMS lab also. So just for now, let's start with starting the MySQL service. So you just need to do sudo service sudo service, yeah, MySQL start. So yeah, this means your service has started because it's not showing any error. And then what you need to do is get into root. Sudo mysql root p. Enter password. Password is basically nothing. That's always the default password for any MySQL service. So now after this, we are now setting up the password for your MySQL service, user and password. So I'll type the command in chat box for you people so that you can basically copy paste it. So that way you won't be making any mistakes in the command, because MySQL is really irritating when you make errors while typing commands. So basically preferred username and preferred password in the command which I've sent in chat box, that basically means that you can keep any username or password that you wish to, but make sure you remember it, don't forget, or at least note it down somewhere. See. So type in that command. I won't be typing the commands for the MySQL configuration in my Kali terminal, because I've already set it up a few days back. So I don't want to make any other errors by any chance. So I'll be typing these MySQL commands in the chat box. Please just keep executing them. That's all. We are just configuring it. And after creating user, you have to grant all privileges to yourself, to the user that you have created. So the next command is what I'm saying in the chat box. Please use the grant all privileges on command. So DVWA dot star, the dot star means anything that comes under DVWA. Usually when you create a database, see for here the DVWA is a database, and dot star means all tables in your database. So basically you are granting all privileges to all the tables in your DVWA database to the user and password at 127.0.01. That is basically the IP address of your host, which is your local host. Most of you already know that. Yeah. So please type in the username and password that you remember, and don't change the format or else you'll face errors. And basically this is like literally the first command you learn in the first lab of your DBMS as well. I hope everyone is done with this. Once this is done, you people are done with setting up your MySQL. You can just do Control C or Control X to exit, or type in the exit command. You need to type in exit, sorry. Yeah, when you type in exit, and then after that, is everybody done with MySQL, so that we can configure Apache 2 now. If you all are ready for configuring Apache 2, please raise your hands. And if you're facing any issues, please let me know. If you don't want to talk, you can check it out in the playlist also. Everything is already there in the playlist I said. Because we need to wrap up the session by 9, because everyone needs to go for dinner. So please make it fast. And if you have any suggestions, please ask so that the faster we clear out any doubts, the better. We'll be able to finish this session faster also. And whenever you are typing MySQL commands, please do not forget to put a semicolon or else the command won't run. In case you have missed out a semicolon and the command line just keeps going to arrows, wait, I'll choose that. So basically when you miss a semicolon, this is what happens. So in case you miss semicolon, you keep getting this arrow and you don't know what to do. So all you need to do is just end it with semicolon. That's all. Okay? I need to see more hands up so that I can move forward. It's already 8:20, guys. We need to finish the session by 9. Okay, may I know at least why others are not responding at all? It's okay if you don't want, you can put personal messages in the chat also. In case you are busy with something else. I just want to know so that I can forward message for the others who are actually paying attention. Please make sure to finish the setting up by tomorrow, including all the settings that you have. With the next thing we're doing is setting up our Okay, moving forward, we'll be starting with we'll run the Apache server now and start with your DVWA. You can close this after save, and please remember to save your page of all the changes you make in these files. There is a saving option, and yeah, now what we can do is, what we need to do is, your next command is to start your PHP server. If you're if you're not in root, then you'll have to do sudo first, but if you're in root, you don't have to. So since I'm already using the root service, I will not be performing the sudo command. Now my Apache 2 service has started, as it shows no error, and then we'll be browsing to the DVWA website now. So basically go to the browser in your Kali Linux itself. And type the URL, and in the URL section type your localhost IP address, that is 127.0.0.0.1/DVWA/ and enter, and you'll be directed to the login page. So the default login is always admin and password for DVWA. Never forget that. So it's admin, even though you changed it in the database. The For the website login, it is admin and password. But if you have to make any changes in the MySQL database, then you have to use the password which you used while setting up your MySQL permissions. Okay, you have logged in as admin. We can wait. Let me try if we can log in using the password which we changed in the database. So mine was shy. Okay, this doesn't work. So yeah, you have to use admin password itself. Okay, I hope everyone has gotten into the DVWA website. This is your index page where you have some general instructions and details about DVWA. If you come, these are all the labs that we are performing throughout these sessions. So this is the brute force lab, command injection. So these are all attacks. I'm sure. How many of you took cybersecurity in your first year? Please raise your hands. Yeah. So most of you, right? So you would have learned about various attacks. So we will be learning how to perform these attacks. You have brute force attacks. The brute force attacks, basically we are going to brute force at username and passwords. Then you have the command injection attack, where you'll be basically this lab is for injecting SQL commands. And then you have the CSRF attacks, file inclusion, which CSRF is cross-site request forgery, basically where you try to hack a website by requesting in the URL and stuff like that. And you have file inclusion, file upload, SQL injections, weak session IDs, all these attacks which we'll be trying in today's and upcoming sessions. If time permits, I hope to do brute force attack today. And then we have this thing called DVWA security, which gives you the information regarding the various security levels. So DVWA website has 4 levels of security: low, medium, high, and impossible. And basically, in impossible level, this level should be secure against all vulnerabilities, as you can see here. So basically, this when your DVWA website is set to the impossible level, any attack you do should fail. Okay, so the main purpose of practicing on DVWA is, and the main purpose DVWA was built, is to learn how to attack, and it is to learn how to make websites that you create safe from attacks. So see, if you see the view source option here on any one of the labs, suppose I take the view source option for brute force, and you can see here the source code for the low levels impossible level security. There's an option where you can compare all levels. This is basically PHP code. You don't have to understand this much. I think regarding the level of security, we'll get to that while doing the brute force attacks. What we are doing here is, if you see, if you go to the low level, you see that the password is not encrypted here. So you can see it's for checking the database, the code is checking only one thing, user and password, and this code is easily available to us. Whereas when you come to the impossible level, you're sanitizing the passwords, and then you also have default values, and then you have command setup for where you can fail in login as well, and then you also, there's supposed to be a part where it's encrypted. Wait, yeah. This is supposed to be encrypted, I don't know why. This portion is supposed to be encrypted, I don't know why it isn't. Okay, we'll check that later. If any of you knows PHP, you can always read the code and understand how the security levels are different. 1 minute, guys. Yeah. So next thing what we are doing is, we will be setting up the Foxy proxy server for our burp suite. Just give me a minute. Yeah, sorry for the interruption. Yeah, so now we'll be setting up Foxy proxy server, which is basically a proxy server for your burp suite. Now, for using proxies, the reason why we are using proxy is because DVWA is a vulnerable app, and I know we are using it on virtual machine, but still, for extra security, it is advisable to use a proxy server. So there are two ways for you to use a proxy server. One way is to use burpsuit directly. What we can do is just type in burpsuit here. We go to burpsuit. Yeah, just do next start burp. Now the reason why we are doing burpsuit is, using burpsuit you can intercept a website. Basically what happens is, I'll just show you. You go to proxy, you open your browser. Wait. How many of you have attended the last workshop? The cybersecurity. Only 3 of you? So yeah. So what you do is there are two options to use in Burpsuit. One you can use the Chromium browser, which I did here with the open browser option. With the open browser option here, you open the Chromium browser, which is an inbuilt browser in Burpsuit, and you can uh, you can go to the website which you want to attack. Admin password. And when you turn on the intercept, what happens is any request you send to the website will be intercepted by Burpsuit. So basically, suppose I say admin log password and press login. This request will be intercepted and you'll get the code here, and then you can, and we'll discuss about how to analyze this code and attack using this code. So basically, this is the reason why we are using Burpsuit, to intercept all requests that we give to the website, and then we'll attack the website using these by altering these requests or altering the responses that should go to these requests. And if you just do the forward, if you have made any changes in the code that was intercepted, then that code will be forwarded. Or else if you forward just like how I did now without making any changes, then the request as it was will be forwarded, and this is what you're supposed to output is supposed to be with the right password and right username. Okay, so another way of using Burpsuit is by setting up a proxy server, and I'd advise you to set up the proxy server because we'll be using it for OAS Juice Shop also, which will be the next session, which we have planned for after DVWA and after Yashas has finished Kali, has covered Kali. So for proxy server, what you do is go to your settings, settings. You go to your extensions, and in case you don't find your Foxy proxy here, search Foxy proxy in find more add-ons. Okay, software advanced use certificate. Okay, this, I don't know why this is happening. It worked for me. Guys, the ones who attended the cybersecurity workshop last time, do you remember how Sir set the Foxy proxy service setup? Or how Vijay did it? Because today when I set up Foxy proxy on my laptop, it didn't require the certificate. I don't know why it is asking me now. Is it asking the certificate for you people as well? People reply. Guys, I need a response. Please, only 10 more minutes of this boarding session. After that, it will be fun part. Okay, we'll do the Foxy proxy server part in the next session, or do you have a right now because of the issue I'm facing. Oh yeah. So we can always run DVWA from the Chromium browser here, and Worksuit will intercept everything. So next what we are going to do is we are going to do the first brute force attack. just doing the URL work. Okay, so we'll do a basic brute force attack right now using burp suit payloads. For brute force attacks, you also have tools that you can use like Hydra or WFS. Sometimes Hydra doesn't work on all Kali servers, on all Kali Linux systems properly. There are certain issues with it. So in case if Hydra doesn't work, like for example, even in the playlist video I've sent, there's a long part where the guy was not able to use the tool Hydra properly. So then basically you can skip that part and go to the WFS part. So a basic brute force attack, which we'll be doing now since there's only 10 minutes left, we'll be doing using the worksheet payloads. So I'll just show you what worksheet payloads actually is. So when you, let's turn on this episode. Wait, sorry, I have to turn on this. And load this. Turn on your intercept, go to DVWA, let's type the wrong password, assuming we don't know what the password and username is, and you log in. So you get the intercept, and what you do is you send this code to the intruder. You go to intruder. Right click and you send it to intruder, or you can do control as well. Once you have the intruder, what you do is you select your username which you type in, select username, and press on this app. Same thing you do with the password. So what happens is that you are selecting your